Today marks the 30th anniversary of Dragon Quest in Japan. It originally released on the Famicom on May 27th, 1986. Of course, it would be years later until we finally get one on the Nintendo Entertainment System. With Dragon Warrior, there were some disputes with localization and legality, so they had to change it, and it wasn't until Dragon Quest 8, I believe, that they're finally able to actually call it Dragon Quest in the West. Now for today, I'm going to be talking about my personal history with the series, the games that I play, what makes this thing wholly classic, and you'll be seeing snippets throughout a bunch of the games just kind of thrown in there, nothing specific targeted, and that's because I was not able to capture every single Dragon Quest game. I almost spit up there. Namely, 7 is really hard to track down on the PS1, and 10 never came over here, so that's a little hard to capture when you don't have Japanese consoles, and they're region-locked consoles, so I'm not able to, capture anything. Regardless of which, so let's get down to the brass tacks of it. What was my first Dragon Quest game, and what does Dragon Quest really mean? Well, I guess from my standpoint, it's always just a kind of whimsical adventure. It's it's high stakes because it's always about, the end of the world or some maleficent evil, but it's very clear-cut good versus evil. That's what I talk about, like simplistic kind of fairy tale, medieval kind of setting. It hasn't gone the Final Fantasy way where they're trying to, push boundaries with story and showcase like, oh, this one's about the tech stuff, or this one has some influences with Eastern stuff, etc. It's all pretty much medieval fantasy. You're fighting the classic monsters throughout the series, and it's just a great little RPG that it while it doesn't change, it changes. And, going back to the original games, whether it's the Nintendo one or even the remake that you're probably seeing a lot of here on the Super Nintendo, well, it's a very, very hard game, and they're all very, very hard games. They demand your time, and that's what's kind of great about them. They are very challenging, and they are super rewarding as well. Not so much along the lines of Dark Souls, as, the games kind of went on, but definitely some of the very beginning ones, it was just kind of bashing your head against a wall, just trying to, fight slimes over and over again, just to get enough experience to, move on to the actual next story place. So that's basically Dragon Quest, what I feel like the series is kind of about to me. In terms of me, I'm probably have said this multiple times in a bunch of podcasts and videos and whatnot, but my first one, I believe, was Dragon Quest IV. I was kind of getting excited about Dragon Quest IX. It looked very cool, and I was like, you know what? I am kind of in the know-how of video games at this point in my life. I have the system that the new one is coming out for, which is the DS. I'm going to actually play the new one as it comes out. But to get myself pumped for it, I bought 4, which came out before. I'm pretty sure this is how it goes. And I liked it. It was very, very old school, but thanks to the kind of reworkings of the DS, it was moderate, and it didn't, it wasn't terribly archaic. Though I did have some trouble getting used to it at first, like I said, the whole difficulty thing, and it's a very, very slow beginning in 4. But I played 4, and then I played 9, and then I believe I picked up 5 and 6, which also came out for the DS. And I think out of the trilogy for the DS, I think I liked 5 the best. In terms of all DS games, 9 and 8 are probably my 2 favorites, just because, again, just going at them with, kind of new eyes, they are just kind of just the 2 greatest games in the series, in my opinion, just in terms of a lot of things in my life. But 9 definitely has to be number 1. I sunk so much time into that. That came out at the perfect time. That came out when a bunch of my friends got it. We did the quest together. I was in college, so I did a lot of it wasn't spot passing because it wasn't 3DS. It was something else where you could still run into people, get maps from them. It was just a brilliant step, I think, for the series. And it had the addictive job system. The story was whatever. It's about angels and a tree, and there's a train. and there's an annoying fairy. It's the story wasn't great, but in terms of the gameplay and what it had to offer, I had to at least sink 80 hours on it. I wrote about it last year, and I made a video of it last year for the 5th anniversary. And yeah, it's still... if they remade it for the 3DS, I don't know what I would do with myself. I would have to put a bunch of reviews on hold, or maybe I guess I would try and get that review to do, but it would sink my life again, because with the actual capabilities of the 3DS, all the spot passing stuff would be a lot easier, and I am running out of breath. Either way, I love Dragon Quest. I would like to experience more. I have only dabbled, just because for this video, I've only dabbled in 1, 2, and 3. 3 is definitely one I really want to check out, because a lot of people say that that's one of the better old school ones. And I never finished 6, even though I said I bought it. I never finished 6 because I got stuck somewhere. But I did finish. Of all the ones I finished 4, 5, 8, and 9. And I really, really hope we see some more of 11 at E3, or at the Tokyo Game Show in September, or just some other event. I'm very looking forward to it. I hope it comes out over here. I've sunk a lot of hours in spin-offs, which you've hopefully seen my spin-off video that I did recently as another thing for the 30th anniversary. And yeah, I'm just super excited about the new game coming out. I love this series. I really hope it gains traction as much as Persona has kind of gained traction with 4. And just because of a lot of the games not coming out, it's just kind of weird. I mean, there is the 7 and 8 remakes for the 3DS to look forward to, I suppose, but I just really want 11. And it would have been awesome to get it for the 30th anniversary, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I just want to kind of apologize. This was a very rushed episode. There was some technical difficulties where I had to go off the cuff a little bit, but I think for the most part, I kept my rambling to a minimal. This could have been twice as long. And if this is not the retrospective you hope for, sorry for that too, but again, I haven't played them all, so I wouldn't have been able to do a really good one. So, this is what you get. Anyway, I just want to wish Dragon Quest a very happy 30th anniversary once again, and for all you viewers out there, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.